Hi, Flosstube.
Greetings.
I'm Laura.
Hey, Joe.
Welcome to the Slovak Farm.
Let me see. We have the hello, all you new people. Welcome back, all the returning people. This here is Flosstube, where we talk about cross stitching. That's where you get needle and thread, and you just make a bunch of X's until you make a pattern that makes a picture. You'll see.
You'll see. You'll see. How y'all doing today? It's Monday, September 28th.
It's rain day.
It's raining. That rain is bringing a cold front in.
Yes. I'm sorry, we get more viewership when it's cold.
We get more what?
For the house. It got into the 50s and 60s, and we showed the house nonstop. So I'm kind of hoping that happens again.
I just want to sell it.
Gotta show it to sell it, baby. Oh, if you're looking for normal people,
My teeth are ugly.
as I just said.
Okay. Yeah, it's raining. Cold front coming through. How was your week? It pretty much sums up our week.
Aren't you beautiful over the weekend?
My hair's looking a little crazy. It was a nice weekend.
Little warm.
Little warm. What a lovely weekend, though.
Next weekend is not going to be lovely.
Next weekend's gonna be like 55 on Saturday.
I don't know. She wants to go to her little market thing. She's going without me.
I don't think I'll go. Cold and wet. Yeah. I don't do cold and wet.
I don't know anybody other than a duck that likes it cold and wet.
I don't know.
Let me see. We got comments from Lynn, Bridget, Teresa. That's a different Bridget, yep. Who's your apple? Andrea, Galena, and Nadine.
Nadine.
What's funny is it now makes it so I know 3 Bridgets. Before I started my job, I'd never met a Bridget.
Aren't you special?
My mama always told me I was.
Yeah, about that.
You've met my mother. Of course you have. Actually, we were married for a little while before you met my mother.
Yeah, we were married for
Almost a year.
almost a year. No.
Okay, no, it was about a year and 2 months because it was the Thanksgiving after our anniversary.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving after our anniversary. Then we went to New Jersey. And I met your mother.
And half of my problems with marital problems went away when she went from, I don't understand how you can do this, to, oh my God.
Basically. Okay. Anyways. Why don't we move on to whips? We don't have much to talk about because we live boring lives.
No, we're just getting to the fun stuff later. We did have something fun happen, but that'll happen later. Bleed food.
Whips.
Ding. I don't know what's wrong with me. Actually, I do know what's wrong with me. I just make no apologies for it.
Yeah, well, you know. Hey.
Ink Circles, Dragons of Sumatra. If you're a regular here, you know this one. Let's just say we're the 2 sides of the stitching spectrum. I'm a monogamous stitcher. I stitch 1, maybe 2 projects at a time. I think she's got like 24 whips currently going, and I've heard people hit 3 digits.
Yep.
This is stitched on 16 count. Picture this plus thunderstorm.
Ding!
Yeah. Got this, and all. Basically, all up in there.
All up in there.
Up in here, up in here.
You've already lost your mind. Up in here, up in here.
I hate to break it to you. I don't think you came home with me.
No.
Laura's turn.
Laura's turn.
Woohoo!
What was last week's? Oh, last week was Sunflower Week and Daily 30. Daily 30's closed group. Can't get in it if there's openings. There's a whole reason why you can't get in it, because she wants to keep the group small. If there's ever openings, I'll let y'all know.
If they don't get filled within 10 milliseconds.
Sunflower Week. I had started it the week previous because I was on a roll. I had stitch on something. I just had the cover thing. I had to stitch on something that had something tilted in the design and something that had a dominant color in the design. I did those on the same project because it was only 200 stitches this week, so I thought 400 stitches on Lady of the Flag would be industrious. This was also what I used for Crystal Academy. One of the spells we had to stitch on something with a rope. The flag is attached to the flagpole with a rope.
Just so you know, we're both in which stitching war?
Myth and Magic Stitching Wars. But that's kind of,
She's
you can stitch on whatever you want. She's
in a clan. I'm a villager, but we stitch whatever, so many counts. She's also in school. On top of Daily 30.
Yes, that's what Crystal Academy is.
Yes, I was letting people know who might be new at all your different things you go to.
Okay. This is
we
on
don't do that.
32 count, even weave, hand-dyed by the Silvac Farm. For your thoughts, I did 400 stitches on her, and I did it in her middle. I'm trying to, you can't see it. Could you hold this up? Thanks. I'm trying to
have a purpose.
Because the dress is in greens, some of the greens, one or two of the greens in the flower stems overlap with the greens that are in the dress. So I'm trying to get the flower and the stems blocked out because I need to figure out how the greens are going to work in it. I think she changed them on the conversion I have, but I'm not sure. I have to look. And she changed the flowers on the conversion that I have, and I don't particularly like the color, the reds she chose. So I pulled the reds that were called for on it, and we're gonna go with that.
Hey, honey, I thought of a great way of explaining you when it comes to called for colors. It's just like when you cook. Remove all this.
Merely a suggestion. Merely a suggestion.
She has to make something 3 or 4 times before she actually has a recipe. She does it the exact same way. She just keeps forgetting to write it down. Love you.
Love you too. Had to stitch on something with an apple. I don't have anything with an apple on it, so I did the alternative stitches for it. I'm trying to remember what I used this for in Crystal Academy. Now I can't remember. Monkey. I didn't use it for monkey. We're going to look at it because it's going to bother me if I don't know. Of course, I got to hit the right buttons. Goodness, I can't hit buttons. What are you laughing at? Are you making faces again? You're going to pay for that later.
One, I haven't paid for it yet, and I've been doing it for over a year. 2, you're just...
Oh.
You're being very cute right now. Not in a bad way. I literally do find you cute.
Excuse me. Had to stitch on a whip that starts with, the pattern starts with one of the letters in the word password. So I pulled out Winter Fairy by Chatelaine.
Is that the one I think it is?
This is on 28 count, hand-dyed by the Silverback Farm. Lake Effect Morning. There was some cussing involved in this.
Yep, this is what I thought it was.
I had the dress. I had part of the dress stitched in. I had like one color in the dress stitched in. I had it in the wrong spot. It was over by half a stitch. And I couldn't fudge it, so I had to pull it all out. But I realized her hand was in the wrong spot. After I pulled out and stitched in a different color in the, pulled out one color in the dress and stitched in a different color in the dress. So I had to pull out all those colors of that second color I stitched in. Let's just say there was lots of pictures under the items that this qualified for, because you have to take like a pre-frogging picture and a post-frogging picture. And I'm like, yeah, there are a lot of pictures here, people. Sorry.
When frogs attack.
But I persevered. And I got her done. I did 307 stitches with 69 of them having been frogged. I did.
It had to be 69, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I did.
Oh no. It's the frogging demon. Run! If I survive
41 stitches, 42 stitches on Lady of the Flood.
If I survive this video, I'm going to be impressed.
And that was all I did this week for Sunflower Week, because I already had most of it done. But that took me until Thursday because of all that frogging. Or no, that took me through Friday because of all that frogging. And because I was slow moving stitching this week because I was like,
Alright, I don't know what it is right now, but everybody I know who suffers from allergies, including this one, the last week was horrid.
it was horrid last week. Okay. So, Friday's prompts for Daily 30 were the Jetsons. Meet the Jetsons.
As the gentleman from my job, Bob, who's in his mid-50s, says, I used to love the Jetsons. Now it's just lying. They lied to me. Where's my flying car?
This is true. We also had a fun, interesting game at Crystal Academy over the weekend. They gave us a picture with 9 animals that were a mix of the animals from the Dora mascots, and we had to guess them, and it was challenging. We had to guess what the animal was, and then we had to do so many, like there were so many stitches per dorm animal. Each picture was a mixture of 2 of the dorm animals. So you had to do the total stitches to submit your guess. And you had until noon today, and most dorms did the stitches and then put their pictures up today. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head how many we got right, but it wasn't all of them.
I purposely didn't help.
It was. We
We're
were on the struggle bus, man.
By the time I found out about it, somebody was griping so much. It's like, I am walking away from that bonfire.
I was like, I don't know, man. One of them, I swear, looked like a horse. And there are no horse dorm animals. So, so I did those stitches I did on cardinal points, which I'll show you in a minute. But for Detson's week, we had to stitch on a whip that we haven't stitched on in a while. I haven't stitched on my hut in a while. This is a Pana kit. It is full coverage, but it's teeny tiny.
That is not teeny tiny.
Well, I mean, it's small.
Okay.
This is the far edge. Like this is as far as it'll go, and there's like one more row of stitching up here. But I didn't add. That's what I did. I did 500 some stitches on this. I didn't add. I used this for the prompt for the Crystal Academy prompt. An object that can be closed because there's windows on it and windows can be closed. Boop.
Hey, if you ever have one where you need something that can take out a witch, you got something for that too. All you need to do is add a tornado. It reminds me, that house reminds me of the house that landed on the Wicked Witch, okay?
Yes, dear. Okay. Had to do something with a dog on it. And I picked cardinal points. Because I also had to do stitch on something that had parked threads. And I had to justify why I only have 4 threads parked on this project. Here's my justification of why I only have 4 threads parked on this project. Because I'm pretty sure they're tangled. So we had to justify, like, if we were only parking a few threads, how they could get tangled. So this was what I stitched on for my animal Gus and for my parked threads. As well as something with a dog on it, because there's a pair of dogs right here. This is on 18 count, hand-dyed by the Slovak farm in the colorway Cleveland Fog. I did 500 some odd stitches on it. 570 stitches on it. Which was all of this flower, the butterfly, the border under the flower.
I believe they call that ground.
Probably.
Yeah. If I come back with a shiner between segments, you know what happened.
I successfully avoided having to untangle the parked thread mess. But now I have to do the border to finish this page.
Are you going to need help?
Guess what those parked threads are for.
Are you going to need help?
I might.
I'm a detangler.
And then I stored it on my stitches for something with a sprocket from Spacely Sprocket something. The name of the company that George Jetson works for. There's a sprocket in clocks. There's a clock in Santa House, so this is what I did. This week's spells for Crystal Academy. We have to stitch on a whip with a wintry, snowy, or icy scene. A whip with an animal with claws. 200 tiles of diamond painting, or 300 beads or French knots. And then the second spell. I'm pretty sure my mirrors have 300 beads on them, but I'm in no way capable of putting those beads on right now. Like, I'm not in a place where those beads would go on. And then our second spell, we have to stitch on a whip with something that can be opened. A whip with the designer's name or company beginning with the beginning with the letters, with one of the letters in the word enter, and a whip that has a doorway on it. The only one I can't do is spell 1 task C, task 3. I have multiple whips that kind of fit into these, so I kind of work with what I'm working with. So this is also my offering for a whip with a wintry scene, obviously. I've only just started doing my stitches on it, so you'll see more of this next week when it's finished. This is on 14 count opalescence, silk weavers,
Pink champagne?
rose, because pink champagne was what Red Forth was on.
Oh! That would explain why you haven't said anything about that.
And this concludes whips for the week. Call y'all.
Yeehaw!
You want to go first?
Laura surprised me with this.
It's a needle minder. It says, "Oh, let's face it, I was crazy before the cat."
Beam me up, Scotty. Actually, they use the cell phones off the com badges. Yeah, so I got this thing. Scissors!
Scissors. Snippy, snippy, snippy. I ordered a needle minder from Gina's Needle Minders as well. Pumpkin spread truck. Sounds about right. I also have new scissors. So, yesterday.
I told you we had something happen.
Yesterday, coming home from lunch with Mom and Dad, my friend Heather calls me. She's like, "I just got gifted a bunch of fabric and sewing stuff. Come over and look through it because my husband doesn't want me to keep it. And we're not having a guild meeting until April." Excuse me, at the earliest. Okay, so we drove down to Heather's.
That was a bit of a drive.
It was a bit of a drive. It's like a 40-minute drive. It wasn't horrible. Spent an hour going through bins of fabric.
And stuff. I got those scissors.
And sewing stuff. I have 2 lovely plastic totes full of fabric and other sewing notions that I'm not going to go through and show you piece by piece because we'd be here for a while. And Heather tried to encourage me to take more. I said no.
We're moving.
We're moving.
I actually told her once we get moved, we might come back. She's like, "Diddy!"
I'm like, "Look, let me get moved and then we'll discuss taking some more." I did get 2 new irons, which I desperately needed because of my poor iron situation.
Yeah, we're like, we didn't know whether to pick this brand or this brand. She was like, "Take them both." We're like, okay.
Because the woman had 5 irons.
4 of which were still in the box. We also got a cutting mat thingy.
A cutting mat and
You're welcome, by the way.
Plastic squares to use with it and some stuff for finishing and all kinds of goodies. And Joe got scissors and there was a lot of scissors.
What was a really good pair that I got that you took?
Oh, there was a pair of gingers that I wouldn't let him have because gingers, you know.
She doesn't realize I'm going to take those as soon as she's not looking and put them somewhere safe. It's not that serious, woman. I will dump them in iron oxide and let them become rust.
So that's all. Let's move on to plans.
Do I really need to stop the video for that?
Yes.
Plans!
We should have done that at the opening. That
Oh,
would have been fabulous to do with the intro.
hey, I just had the idea 10 seconds
He
ago.
literally had the idea as he was about to hit play, and I'm like, okay, let's do it. Because
You would be surprised how many weird things we do because I suggest something and she likes the idea. We're living in one of them.
basically,
Yeah, I had a random idea. Let's go buy a house.
good idea. I wish I would have thought through the house purchase a little bit more thoroughly.
Well, you get older and wiser.
Plans. You have plans. You don't have plans. You never have plans.
I'm not a part of any group that requires plans. And yes, that is very, very much on purpose. I have enough time just trying to plan to get to work tomorrow.
True story.
Bye.
Okay. So, I already told you about the. Excuse me. So, I've told you most of Jetson's Week's prompts, actually. I have to stitch on any color except black or white. And I have to stitch on something that might be futuristic. I don't have anything futuristic, so that one's going to be dead last, and it will be alternative.
Actually, your Winter Fairy looks like something out of Tron.
Let me think about that. Let me study it and see if I can stretch it.
I just had the thought because I just saw it. I was like, hey, that looks like Tron.
Yeah, I've already done my Revive whip, my dog whip, and I'm currently stitching on something with a sprocket. So that's Daily 30. I told you guys the spell ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I told you guys all the spells.
The 2 spells.
The 2 spells with the 2 spells. It's 2 spells a week, 3 prompts, like 3 tasks per spell. Excuse me. It's 300 stitches, and it's 300 stitches per task. And to learn the spell, everybody has to do at least 1 task per spell. And you have to complete 20 tasks total. And you can't complete more than 8 of each task. It sounds more confusing than it actually is.
It's one of those things you gotta do it together.
Because when they first put all the information out, I was like, I do not understand.
Great, Mandy. Come on.
But when we got down to explaining it, because I think there's 9 people in each dorm. Yeah, there's 9 people in each dorm. So it kind of works out to 2 tasks per person with 1 or 2 people doing extra tasks in order to get to that 20. You can do more than the 20. I think you can do...
Technically,
you can do up to
stitch
8.
as much as you want.
Well, you can do up to 8. Complete up to 8. The task 8 times. But no one person.
Be quick!
But no one person can do more than 7 of those. So it makes sense when you're doing it. It's a little bit, I guess. I don't explain things well.
No, you explained it just fine, dear. You explained it just fine, just fine. Bam, by the way, y'all, Bandy says hi.
Bandy said hello.
We don't have the table for the computer as far back as we normally do. She's like, wait a minute, I got stuck.
Yeah, and because I have stuff that fits into all but one of the 6 tasks for the week, I have multiple things, so I just kind of
Cheaper.
I just kind of plug in as I'm going because multiple things fit into them. So
On camera, there we go. I love you. You do not look like you love me back. You look like, why am I dealing with this asshole?
I love you. Announcements. I don't know.
When is the retreat?
The virtual retreat is November 5th. No, I think it's... Y'all, my brain is mush today.
It is almost 7:30.
My brain is mush most days. Okay, so the November virtual retreat is November 6th, 7th, and 8th. The in-person, fingers crossed, retreat is April 8th, 9th, and 10th, 2021. As of right now, there is still a mandate of wearing masks in Ohio when you are in an indoor space that is not a residence, so plan accordingly.
Because if I have to put a mask on you,
As I cough.
because if I gotta get you a mask, I'm gonna have fun. Never guess what I put on the masks.
I believe the location where we're having the retreat masks are mandatory to enter their building. So, please plan accordingly.
Ask your question, you didn't respond.
What?
I said, guess what I would put on masks that I had to give out?
What, dear?
Triforces.
Yeah, that's not what I would put on them.
Well, the thing is, half people probably think it was a hazmat symbol. I mean, one guy asked me if it was Egyptian hieroglyphs.
Anybody that knows me probably knows what I would put on them.
In public. This could be in public.
I don't care. That's it for the week. I'm like really close to the computer. Okay, let's go. Okay, what would we like the lovely people watching this video to do who have suffered through our crazy?
Like, share, comment, subscribe, bell notification, thingy, me, bobby, all that other YouTube things.
All the YouTube things. All the YouTube things.
Come on. We're funny. You want to watch more? Tell your friends.
We're funny looking.
There.
We're
I'm
a
funny
train
in the
wreck.
head.
We're a train wreck. I'm a train
We
wreck.
are not. You are not a train wreck. You need to have tracks in order to have a train wreck. You're a train flying through space, wondering where the heck it's going. Galaxy Express 999. It's an anime about a steam train that travels through space. Not kidding. It's the Japanese.
All right, well, on that note, we'll see you guys next week. Bye!
Bye!